What's going on, guys? Khalipa's Tech here, coming back at you with another video. This is camera tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy A22 5G. In this video, I'm going to be going over some different tips and tricks for this phone's camera that you might not know about yet. Before we go any further, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. That being said, let's get into the video. So the first thing I want to show you is how to activate the wide angle camera. This is a really easy thing to do. All you need to do is press this little icon right here, and there we go. The wide angle camera is activated. And also keep in mind, it does look a little bit different in the frame than it does when you actually take the picture. After you actually do take the picture, it does end up getting a little bit clearer and a little bit sharper. Once you're done with the ultra wide camera, just press this button right here to go back to the regular view. The next thing I want to show you is how to change the aspect ratio of the photo. This can be really useful if you need to take a different type of picture. Like say you need a 16:9 for a website, or maybe for Twitter or a thumbnail or something like that. All you need to do is come up here to this little icon right here, click on this, and choose your aspect ratio. It's a pretty useful feature, and it saves you time when you're editing a photo, so you don't have to worry about cropping it. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to take a burst shot. This feature is activated by default, and all you need to do is swipe the shutter button like this. In addition to taking a burst shot, you can also make an animated GIF simply by going to settings, and right here under pictures, hit this option and change it to create GIF. Now when you swipe the shutter button in the same way, it's going to make an animated GIF instead. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to update the camera modes on your bottom menu right here. This menu makes it really easy to get to the features you want, but there might be some other ones that you use more frequently that you'd want to add here. So all you need to do is hit more, hit the plus right here, and now you can add whatever modes you want. So for example, we're going to add night mode. And when you're done, be sure to hit save. And now night mode is also on this bottom menu. If you ever want to remove something, go to the same menu, hit this button again, and take it off. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change the volume key function. So by default right now, if you use either of the volume keys, it'll activate the shutter like this. But you can actually change this to a couple different things. We're going to go to settings, shooting methods, press volume key to right now take a picture or record a video. That's the default setting. You can also have it zoom or control the system volume. So we're going to hit zoom. Now let's go back to the camera, and as you can see here, it zooms in now instead of activating the shutter. The next thing I'm going to show you is a quick way to activate your camera. So this feature is actually activated by default, so you don't need to do anything in the settings to change it. All you need to do is double tap your power key, and the camera is going to open right up. In addition to being able to quickly access the camera itself, this phone also has a quick way to take a picture without pressing the shutter button. You saw the volume key method already, but I'm going to show you something even better. You might be in a situation where you're holding the phone at an awkward angle. It might risk dropping the phone when you move your finger to hit the shutter. Maybe you only have one hand free, something like that. So this is a good solution to that. We're going to go to settings, shooting methods, and activate floating shutter button. With this activated, you have this shutter button right here that you can move wherever you want. So then you can use this instead. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to activate the grid lines. Grid lines are really useful for lining up a photo if you're trying to center something or frame it in any way. It makes it a lot easier. So we're going to go to settings and simply toggle on grid lines. When the grid lines are on, you're going to be able to see them on the frame and center things a lot easier. When you're done with them and want to take them off, all you need to do is go back to the same spot and toggle it back off. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to use the timer. The timer can be really useful when you're trying to take a picture of yourself, or if you're trying to take a picture with two hands, or if for any reason you can't actually press the shutter button yourself with your own hand. So the timer is right here on this little icon. Hit this and you'll be able to choose whichever time you want. It's a really useful feature. And remember, once you activate the timer, you're gonna have to turn it off to get it back to normal. So for example, we're gonna go to 5 seconds, and now every time I hit the shutter, it's gonna time 5 seconds before it actually takes the picture. And then if I do it again, it's still gonna be 5 seconds. It's not just gonna automatically turn off by itself. So definitely keep that in mind. If you are in a situation where you're wondering why the timer keeps going, this is exactly why. When it's highlighted in yellow, it's gonna be on. So you're gonna wanna make sure this is off in order to go back to normal. The final thing I'm gonna show you is how to control the flash on the phone. This is actually one of the easiest things you can do, but it's also one of the most important. So by default, there is no flash, but you can change this by hitting this little icon right here and changing it to auto or flash on. When the flash is actually on, it'll activate when you take a picture no matter what. So like this, and you can see the flash just happened. But when it's on auto, it's only gonna go off if it really needs to. So if you're in a slightly darker area, something like that, then the flash will go off when it's on auto. But if you're in lighting like this, it's probably not going to. As you can see, it's not going off right now. So auto is really good because it can adjust to your environment, but sometimes you don't need flash, and I typically leave it off unless I have a reason to believe I actually need it. But those were my camera tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy A22 5G. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And as always, if you want to learn more about the phone itself, definitely check out my full review of the phone as well. But that's it for today. I will see you in the next video.